It's been a hot and muggy day. I'll talk about how long the heat will last coming up.
Plus, a warning from Sun Prairie Police says they're seeing an increase in a gun that is illegal within the city. And a recommendation for the U.S. Surgeon General on social media why he thinks it should come with warning labels. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. A hot and humid day across southern Wisconsin. It looks like we won't see a cool down for a bit. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano with more on how long this heat will stick around. Jacob.
Yeah, at the very least, we're going to see warm temperatures. Likely not going to see quite as hot of conditions today for the rest of the 10-day forecast, but still going to be warm nonetheless. Now, before I talk about the temperatures, we actually have seen a few showers and storms pop up over the last 30 minutes or so. Right now, there are a few showers and storms just to the north of Madison in the northern portion of Dane County and impacting a lot of Columbia County near Lake Wisconsin, Poinnette. Moving to the northeast, small chance that some of these could be severe, but they are likely going to be pretty quick, and a lot of our area will remain dry throughout the night. Now, looking at the high temperatures today, a lot of the area got into the lower 90s, but the heat index values were in the middle 90s and even close to 100 for a few locations. As we head into the overnight hours, it's going to be a very mild night. Any storms will clear out pretty early. We'll see clear skies by tomorrow morning, but the lows will be in the middle 70s. And the record for the warmest low temperature tomorrow is 75, so we very well could break it. And then for the afternoon tomorrow, we have one more day of alert day conditions for hot temperatures. But as I mentioned, it is still going to be warm going forward, and we also have several chances of thunderstorms for later in the week. I'll take you through the full forecast coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. And with the hot weather outside, that means it's even hotter inside our vehicles. At just 70 degrees, a car can heat up to 112 in just an hour. In 95-degree weather, similar to what we saw today, your car can easily reach 138 degrees. According to the National Safety Council, 37 children die every year on average due to heat stroke in hot cars, so it's important not to leave children or pets inside vehicles when it's this warm.
The solar radiation's coming in through, it's like a mini greenhouse effect, right, where the sun's coming in through the windows and it's not escaping. It's sort of just bouncing around inside the car and just heating up that interior.
In this heat, a mechanical failure at a Beloit pool has left people there without their regular place to cool off. Over the weekend, two significant failures prompted the city to shut it down. The city says a water pipe burst and a chunk of concrete was damaged. Instead, today, we found people taking in the sun in South Beloit, cooling off at Pearl Lake.
It takes a while to get used to it. You know, it just seems like it happens overnight, but the water definitely helps.
As for the pool, Kruger Pool opened up in the 1930s, was last renovated in the 1980s. As for when the pool will reopen, that remains unknown. City staff say an update on Kruger Pool will be given on Wednesday at the very earliest. And with the extreme heat happening right now in the Madison area, here's a reminder that multiple cooling centers will be open for relief this summer. Libraries will offer an air-conditioned space during the day, and most city halls will open a space for the public as well. Splash parks are another option as well. In Madison, there are 3 of them: Cypress Park, Elver Park, and at Rindall Park on the east side. And it's not just Wisconsin that's dealing with this hot weather. More than 80% of the country is facing scorching temperatures this week, from Arizona all the way up into New England and Maine. This massive heat wave covers nearly half the country. 21 states under excessive heat warnings or advisories. More than 22 million Americans likely will face temperatures over 100 degrees. While in Texas, the governor activated emergency response resources ahead of tropical weather in the Gulf of Mexico.
We are expecting a very active hurricane season this year.
Now, this one would be Alberto if it gets a name. The National Hurricane Center says that system could become a tropical storm as early as late tomorrow. And that heat is not helping firefighters battle multiple wildfires out in California. More than 1,100 of them are battling California's largest wildfire so far this year. It is the Post Fire, currently just 8% contained, and it's growing. As of this afternoon, flames have consumed nearly 16,000 acres. That's roughly 24 square miles. About 80 miles north of San Francisco, the Point Fire in a sparsely populated area of Sonoma County is at least 20% contained. It has burned about 1,200 acres. So far, the cause of both fires is unknown. Well, new at 10, Sun Prairie Police want you to talk to your kids about a new type of water gun that they say is proving to be dangerous and even damaging property. Armand Rahman has more on their message about gel blaster guns. Armand?
Yeah, Eric, this week's extreme heat is perfect to break out the water pistols and super soakers, but Sun Prairie Police want you to know these guns that shoot out little beads of water pretty fast are actually illegal to use within city limits.
I saw a couple kids that they were kind of just having like a little tiny battle between themselves.
Diane Helt thought she saw a normal water gun fight in her Sun Prairie neighborhood last week, but something was off.
It did look a little different to me, to be honest with you.
The kids were using gel blaster or Orbeez guns, and they're causing damage and even injury around town.
Cars have been hit that they reported not knowing the people that fired the gel blaster guns.
According to Lieutenant Ray Thompson, Sun Prairie Police responded to 26 calls involving the gel blaster guns since May. 13 of those were just in the last week.
We have had 4 incidents in that time where kids were injured, generally causing welts. An incident that actually rose to a physical altercation after somebody was shot by the gel blaster guns that didn't want to be shot.
To go like that.
The multicolored plastic guns are marketed as toys, but the little Orbeez or water beads they shoot go against city ordinances prohibiting dangerous missiles or certain pressure guns.
At least a couple cases where the Orbeez are actually being frozen, which makes them a lot harder and increases the injuries.
Lieutenant Thompson says they're sold in 4 big box retailers in the city, so they're working with them to put up signage informing people of the ordinances.
You know, we really want to get the end of these where there's causing injury or damage to property.
They're far from the water pistols Helt grew up with, and something she won't be giving her nieces anytime soon.
Like, I wouldn't want them to have that, to be honest with you. It did not look safe to me.
And Lieutenant Thompson says education is their main goal right now. They're first looking at warnings, then municipal citations if they keep seeing the blasters used. But if people get hurt, those cases will be investigated as battery or disorderly conduct.
Armand, thank you. 3 people are in jail tonight and facing charges after being accused of stealing a vehicle in Madison. It happened Saturday morning in the 900 block of Troy Drive on the city's northeast side. A resident called police and said their vehicle had been stolen. Police used GPS tracking to find the car. Online records show 19-year-old Kayana Tate was arrested for burglary, among other charges. Devion Tate and Pierre Clark, both 18, are facing charges as well. The Madison Police Department needs your help finding a suspect who they say could pose a possible danger to the public. Police say this man allegedly robbed the West Side Walmart on Watts Road over the weekend. Officers say he entered and approached a clerk and showed a handgun. He then stole money from the till, took off running before police got there. If you have any information about the case, Madison Police are asking you to call the non-emergency line right there on your screen, 608-255-2345. We are less than a month away now from the Republican National Convention right here in Wisconsin. But former President Donald Trump's recent comments in a closed-door GOP meeting about the host city, Milwaukee, continue to make headlines after reports surfaced that Donald Trump referred to Milwaukee as a, quote, horrible city. Several Republicans tried to clarify the former president's comments.
He wasn't talking about the city. He was talking about specific issues in the city.
This is a great place, and the former president and every Republican who will have the chance to come to our great city, they'll see that when they're here on the ground in Milwaukee for the convention.
Well, the Democratic National Committee, of course, responding by launching 10 billboards across the city featuring Trump's quote, and President Joe Biden took to social media writing, quote, I happen to love Milwaukee. And in Madison, abortion has been a key issue for voters. That was a focus of a roundtable led by the Biden campaign today. Governor Tony Evers held a roundtable with Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who is traveling to Wisconsin with the Biden campaign, talking up the importance of abortion rights heading into the November election. The participants included Wisconsin medical students who have struggled to get practical training on abortion.
They put a policy in our handbook that essentially made it so we could no longer do that.
Whether you're in Wisconsin or Alabama or a state like Michigan that has these rights enshrined now, we could all lose them.
And former President Trump will be making a stop in Wisconsin tomorrow. He'll be at a campaign event tomorrow in Racine. It'll be at Racine Festival Park starting at 3 p.m. The doors will open at 11, and our Will Keneally will be at that event. We will have the very latest in our newscast tomorrow and at channel3000.com. Meanwhile, a federal judge has blocked the Biden administration's effort to expand the scope of Title IX. That's the law that prohibits sex-based discrimination in schools. The administration proposed extending those protections for LGBTQ+ students. The new rules were set to take effect August 1st. But 6 states, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia, filed lawsuits that challenged the provision. And today, a federal judge sided with the states, saying that for now, the new protections cannot go forward while the lawsuit plays out. UW Health has found a new way of giving patients their medication. Kiosks are made up of lockers that accommodate both cold and room temperature storage for prescriptions. Once people receive their assigned prescription code via email, they can choose the best time and pickup location. After they enter that code, the locker will open up, and for patients who don't use smartphones, UW Health found a way to help them too.
One way that they get their access code via smartphone or via email, and within our own portal, we can add additional contacts. So if they have a caregiver, a child and parent, they can do so to really provide the most amount of opportunity for them to get their medications.
UW Health says it usually takes 35 seconds for a patient to complete their transaction. Over 500 people have used UW Health pharmacy kiosks so far. The U.S. Surgeon General is calling for warning labels on social media, the same way we have them for alcohol and tobacco, alerting parents that using the platforms can be harmful for adolescents' mental health. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy wrote the labels, quote, would regularly remind parents and adolescents that social media has not been proved safe. In a public advisory issued last year, Dr. Murthy cited a study that found adolescents who use social media for more than 3 hours a day face double the risk of poor mental health outcomes, including depression and anxiety. Doctors say in teenagers, the frontal lobe or decision-making part of their brain isn't fully developed yet, leaving young people vulnerable.
They really are going to focus on what feels like kind of the most compelling, most exciting, most interesting thing right in front of them. And sometimes that's going to have high risk to it that they're not able to fully evaluate the way an adult would.
Now, Congress would have to pass legislation to create warning labels. Some lawmakers have voiced support, but say it's just the first step and legal guardrails are needed to keep kids safe. Ahead at 10, the heat is here. Meteorologist Jacob Madison will let us know how long it'll last. Plus, a birthday milestone for a Middleton woman. We'll tell you just how young she still is. Plus, her golden rule to living a good life. That's next at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
I've heard AI is so easy to use, I had to give it a try for Stanton Optical's newest deal. Create a commercial selling one pair of glasses for $59. Hey, I said a pair of glasses, not a pair wearing glasses. Better, but it needs to pop more. Pop more, not popcorn. Forget it. Maybe using AI to make an ad wasn't my best idea, but you can get the best deal on glasses right now. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're headed across town or across the country, we get you tires and batteries, trust and care during our summer tire sale. Right now, buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings on any set of 4. New 5 quarts of Blaine's brand full synthetic motor oil, $23.99. Rewards members save an extra $3. Plus, this Generac portable generator, $300 off. Tires and batteries, trust and care at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Madison, a new era in golf has arrived. Introducing TPC Wisconsin, an elite golf club with worldwide privileges. Contact TPC Wisconsin today for your exclusive membership.
It doesn't make big headlines. There's no scandal, no conflict. So you probably haven't heard about the Biden administration's work to lower costs, getting caps on the cost of medicine like insulin and inhalers at $35, and investing in American-made clean energy to lower power bills. If you don't know about it, join the club. It's not what the news is covering these days, but you can find out yourself how you can save some money.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show. Y'all know I can ball. Damn, you see that? I got skills. But baby, wait till you see WNBA star Asia Wilson. Man, I want to be on the team.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
A Middleton woman is celebrating a special milestone. Emily Novotny turned 106 years old today, currently a resident at Brookdale Senior Living. but was born in Prairie du Sac and has lived her whole life in the state of Wisconsin. Novotny used to be an administrative secretary at the UW-Madison Med School at the Department of Anatomy. She loves music and dancing. When asked what advice she has for people, well, this is what she had to say.
Do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
Emily is not the only one in her family who continues to live a long life. She has a sister who lives down in Florida and is currently 96 years old. Well, the era of the civil rights movement is the inspiration for a new mural in Madison. The artist named The Artist recently installed this mural on the Southwest Madison Employment Center, which is located on McKenna Boulevard. He says his artistic creations are usually driven by a cause.
So I wanted to reach out and have a voice, and my art is that voice, you know, without trying to preach and change the minds of people. I just kind of use art to let, not only like to tell a story, but to like, you know, draw attention to certain things.
Well, the Madison Arts Commission and Urban League of Greater Madison will be celebrating the new installation this Wednesday. It'll start at 6 p.m. Again, it's at the Southwest Employment Center on McKenna Boulevard. Now, the National Park Service waiving entry fees at all national parks on Wednesday in honor of Juneteenth. June 19th, the national holiday, of course, celebrating the end of slavery in the United States. It was on that date, back in 1865, that the last enslaved people in Texas were finally freed. Juneteenth officially became a federal holiday in 2021. And this year's the first time it'll be a free entry day at U.S. national parks. Entry fees will be waived, but fees will remain in effect for parking and activities like camping and fishing. Southside Elementary School in Madison is getting a new name, and you can help decide what that name will be. Right now, the Madison Metropolitan School District has opened up a 30-day window for public feedback on the 175 naming proposals it's received for the school, and some of those names include Lori Mann Carey, who is an MMSD alumna, a prominent Madison Southsider and co-founder of the Mann Educational Opportunity Fund. Milt McPike, the longtime Madison East High School administrator and former member of the UW Board of Regents, and Ada Deer, the first Native American woman from Wisconsin to run for U.S. Congress and a delegate to the United Nations Human Rights Committee. Community members can provide feedback in a form on the Southside naming webpage, which is on the MMSD website, mmsd.org. Dane County Humane Society celebrating Adopt a Shelter Cat Month by reducing adoption fees for cats and kittens. Right now through Sunday the 23rd, DCHS has reduced adoption fees to $10 for adult and senior cats, $50 for young adult kittens, and $100 for young kittens. The cats have received physical exams, behavior assessments, spay and neuter surgeries, vaccinations, and microchips. They were also treated for any fleas and other medical concerns. Right now, they have nearly 50 cats available for adoption. The heat and humidity both are here, could stick around for a few days. Meteorologist Jacob Madison with the latest on this hot weather, and well, we might see some relief. Jacob?
Thanks, Eric. I'll talk about the heat in a moment, but first I want to cover the thunderstorms that we are still seeing across parts of our area. Right now, the heaviest rain across Columbia County. This system is moving off to the northeast, but is producing some heavy rain and a few rumbles of thunder, so don't be surprised if, you know, maybe as you're going to bed, you hear that thunder because we are going to continue to see some of these pop-up storms across our area. A little to the south, there was a very brief cell that formed right kind of over Madison, is also pushing to the northeast, impacting places west of Sun Prairie, and also in the far western portion of Dane County, another cell pushing off to the northeast. Not a lot of lightning with either of these, though. And again, we are going to see this continue for the next few hours, but once we get closer to morning, we are expecting dry conditions. Now, looking at the three things you need to know going forward, we are going to see high temperatures near 90 again tomorrow. Storm chances return by the middle of the week. That is, of course, after the current storms clear out. But we also are going to be humid throughout the entire week. So although the alert day is going to end tomorrow will be the last day of it, we still are going to see some warm temperatures and some heat index values still a little uncomfortable, but not to the point to where we feel the need to put out an alert day. So looking at the heat index values tomorrow, they're once again going to be in the middle 90s, and a few locations could see the heat index values close to 100. The good news is that although we are still going to be warm, a lot more bearable by the time we get to Wednesday. Still could see those heat index values in the 90s, especially areas south and also to the southeast of Dane County. Now, taking a look at the high temperature trends over the next 10 days, we are going to see highs in the middle 80s for the middle and end of this week. Highs will be near 80 for next week, which will be right around average. So we are going to see temperatures a little bit more comfortable for next week, but this forecast could still change between now and then, considering it is around storms 5 to 7 days out, at least Sunday, and then 10 days out. So obviously some things could change a little bit. But right now it does look like we are going to see temperatures just a tad bit cooler for next week. Now looking at the rainfall forecast, we are going to see showers and storms return for Wednesday, especially during the morning into the afternoon hours. By the time we get to Thursday, we're still going to see some scattered showers and storms across our area. The severe weather risk isn't too much of a concern of Wednesday and Thursday, but because we could see several rounds of showers and storms, a few locations could possibly be seeing some flooding concerns. Now, by the time we get to Friday, we're not going to see as widespread of rain, of showers and storms, but off to the northwest, most of the rain will kind of stay to the northwest of our area during that time, at least the heaviest rainfall. But by the time we get to Saturday, still have a chance of storms, but we're not going to see as consistent of rainfall. So looking at the rainfall over the next 7 days, a lot of it to the north and west of our area. For southern Wisconsin, though, we are going to see roughly about an inch, maybe up to 1.5 inches. The further south and southeast you go, the less rain you will see over the next 7 days. And again, we're not too concerned about the severe weather risk rather than the flooding concerns. But again, the flooding concerns will mostly be for places off to the west that could see up to 2 inches of rain throughout the rest of the week. So looking at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, as I mentioned, highs will be in the middle 80s with storms expected Wednesday and Thursday. Friday and Saturday, we also could see some storms, but the risk is just a little bit lower. And then for next week, we're looking drier, but still could see a few pop-up showers and storms from time to time. But highs will be near 80, so not seeing any other alert days in the forecast. And there are no alert days for the possibility of severe weather. Even though we could see some light severe weather, we're not putting on alert days simply because the severe weather risk will be pretty low with this system.
And still heading sports, as of about 15 minutes ago, the NBA Finals are officially over. We have a new champion of the world, and we'll tell you all about it next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Now, don't you worry. I'm going to take real good care of your windows.
You need the experts at Feldco.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2026. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast so you can enjoy your new windows all summer long.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Choose FlexBuy on Escape and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
The Spring Green Art Fair is coming June 29th and 30th to downtown Spring Green. Hundreds of artists from around the nation will be there both days. Don't miss the fun and excitement June 29th and 30th in Spring Green.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Are you searching for a fresh career? Then join the team at Chalk D Building Systems. We're expanding, now with 2 Sun Prairie locations, and we're looking for individuals to join our team as assemblers, material handlers, order pickers, and machine operators. Chalk D Building Systems competitive pay starts at $22 per hour plus comprehensive benefits. 3 shifts are available with overtime potential, and you'll become part of our 100% employee-owned team. Make your next career move on the careers page at chalkd.com.
This is where all your dreams come true. You are the Moulin Rouge!
Madison's most spectacular night out is Moulin Rouge, the musical. Winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The New York Times calls it dazzling, gasp-inspiring. In Moulin Rouge, life is beautiful. Performances begin July 9th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
You lose Craig Counsell, you lose Corbin Burns. Playing without your all-star closer, none of that has mattered for the Brewers. They've got the third best record in the National League and are up 6.5 games in the NL Central. Making their first West Coast road trip of the season, playing the Angels, and Ryan Braun joined the Brewers broadcast booth. He'll be inducted into the Brewers Walk of Fame on July 28th. Second inning with one on, and Jake Bauers, who had been struggling at the dish. Maybe he just needed a trip back home. The Newport Beach native just clears the right field wall, and you can kiss that ball goodbye. Milwaukee takes a 2-0 lead, but as we speak, the Angels have overtaken the lead. Currently 5-3, Anaheim in the bottom of the 6th.
That's his 6th. Runs into it.
And after putting a whomping on the lacrosse team last night in their first ever home game, the Madison Nightmares, Madison's new softball team, did it again tonight. Carly Oliver and Verona's Hillary Blomberg continue to carry the weight for the team. They win at 14-6. What a way to introduce yourself to Madison. And for the first time since 2008, the Boston Celtics are NBA champions, taking down the Dallas Mavericks in a 5-game gentleman's sweep. Joe Mazzulla, at 35 years old, becomes the youngest head coach to win an NBA Finals since Bill Russell in 1969. Meanwhile, Jaylen Brown was named the Finals MVP, the Bill Russell Finals MVP. And that was part of what just might be one of the most overpowered NBA teams we've seen in a long time. Staying on the hardwood, Yahoo Sports' Rocco Miller reports that Wisconsin men's basketball will open their season at home at the Kohl Center against Holy Cross on November 4th. It will be a new-look Badger team that takes the floor when they do, as they look to bounce back from a brutal finish this past season. The Packers announced their training camp schedule today, and you've got 8 chances to go up and check them out. Their first open practice is on July 22nd, and the fan favorite Family Night Under the Lights is on August 3rd. Jordan Love and the Packers open their 2024 slate against the Eagles in Brazil on Friday, September 6th. But if you can't get up to Green Bay, the Packers' all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby, will be coming down to Madison on August 10th for Forward Madison's American Football Night. You can even buy a special ticket package to ensure that you get a picture with the kicker. We'll be right back.
Get an 11% rebate on your bathroom remodel. Menards carries a wide variety of Delta tubs and showers sure to fit your lifestyle. They're designed with durability in mind. This low-maintenance high-crop shower is on sale for $599.99 after rebate. Finish your bathroom upgrade with a new Delta faucet. The convenience of the Lampard pull-down faucet makes cleanup easy. Plus, its elegant design is sure to impress. Now $149.96 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Corolla Cross for $299 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
All the best parts of summer are here at Summerfest. 600 artists, 12 stages, 3 unforgettable weekends. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance. Find tickets, lineup, and more at summerfest.com.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
Welcome to the Health Spa. We always knew that we wanted to grow and we couldn't find the right location. When this spot appeared, like, gosh, if we can get this location secured.
We both approached Olivia at Tobacco Credit Union and she walked us through the paperwork and the process in order to get this project started.
The best thing about working with Tobacco was they also showed us other available opportunities that could help us actually reduce our loan rate. So they are partners with us, and with the help of them, we've been able to create this beautiful space.
This is Good News Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
We have something for everybody, whether it be a diehard soccer fan, a young kid that maybe it's their first game, or just a casual fan.
no matter what side of the stadium you're on, you're less than 10 feet from the actual players. So we're really fortunate to have that kind of an amazing, intimate experience here at the stadium. Really something for everybody and great affordable family entertainment here at WISC-Stevens Field.
And that is Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
You may not know what to make of Eric Hovde, but if you're getting older or have a loved one who is, Eric Hovde has a plan for you. Eric Hovde thinks people living in nursing homes should not have the right to vote. That's right.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Stripping seniors of the right to vote? Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
A reality check on U.S. Senate attack ads Thursday at 6.
You are a spry 83 years old. Have you thought about running for president?
No. Colbert's New with Dr. Anthony Fauci tonight on CBS.
Well, is it a bird, a plane? No, that's just a dragon. Check it out, an inflatable dragon atop the Empire State Building in Manhattan, all to promote the Game of Thrones prequel called House of the Dragon. The second season premiered on HBO last night. There will be 7 episodes of the series. They will be available Sunday nights at 8 p.m. and the season 2 finale will be on August 4th. My 17-year-old just got me starting to watch some Game of Thrones, and I can't believe I let him watch that stuff.
Do you like it, though?
I've
never really watched it.
I'm trying to. It's an acquired taste.
Fair enough. Okay.
Pretty intense stuff.
I've watched all 8 seasons, and the first 6 seasons are phenomenal.
It's
I
intense.
assume you've heard about how horrible it ends.
I have not. Don't give it away.
I mean, it's the last season's terrible.
Okay.
But anyway, beyond the point.
Save that wonderful ending for me.
Yes, exactly. Let's take a look at the forecast. We're seeing some of those storms once again impact our area. We may continue to see some isolated storms over the next hour or so, but the later we get in the night, the less likely we will see rainfall. And looking at the 7-day forecast, alert day tomorrow for the heat again. We aren't going to see quite as hot of temperatures for the middle and end of the week, but we are going to see storms, and it will remain humid and at least warm.
Andrew loves this heat.
I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Best time of year. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great night.